truth or knowledge structure on people, But so what I came to offer as a possibility is that we are in this accelerated transition time, and there is the potential for a transformation of human consciousness that and this time period may be very significant for that. So I really ended up seeing as 2012 was not like anything necessarily is going to happen in a way except what we make happen, in a sense, and that what we have is an opportunity to catalyze a transformation of global culture and consciousness. So then stepping back from, the thoughts about the Mayans and indigenous cultures, I think we can see like there are these huge trends which really, are outstanding, which point towards this being kind of like a put up or shut up moment for humanity. So, for instance, the ecological crisis, the species extinction crisis, the fact that within 30 years, 25% of all species are going to be gone by scientific estimates. The oceans are 90% fished out of large fish. We're talking about ocean fisheries collapsing across the entire planet in the next 30 years. Climate change is accelerating. We've never had an October like we just had, as far as I remember. We can see that there's a real, just shift in the climate. It's being registered in all these different ways all over the world. And that's brings into question things like food supply for the global population. If you have climate changing so quickly, what happens to agricultural tables? And then we have the peak oil crisis. So it's almost like the sort of frenzy of capitalism and the thrust of this whole civilization that we're in is now reaching the end of its potential, and we're sort of forced into somehow taking conscious control of this machinery that we've created. And then another piece of it would be the technology acceleration and the impact that's having, how it's like changing people's, sort of intensifying people's creative and destructive possibilities. So in a way, and this is where Carl Jung is really, I think, powerful, because he talks about the shadow and the collective psyche. And so you could see a lot of our negative uses of technology have to do with us not having integrated the shadow side of the psyche. So instead of integrating it, we're projecting it in a way. So if you look at genetically engineered food or depleted uranium that permanently irradiates lands that we're using in Iraq and Bosnia and so on, it's like this shadow of the human psyche hasn't been integrated, so we keep sending it further and further out. And then there are other aspects of the technology thing which I think are really powerful and interesting, like social networks and email, and how those are actually maybe changing, influencing the nature of our kind of lived experience of being selves, of being individuals. That if you look at 19th and early 20th century European thought, there was existentialism, this sense of alienation, and the individual was kind of imprisoned in this tower in a sense. And I think that something is happening with all this social connective technology that's actually kind of softening that sense of individuality, and it's more of a sense of an interdependent ego, interdependent self than an independent self is beginning to develop. And in a way, it's almost like a gentle and technologically mediated kind of retribalizing process on the level of the human psyche is maybe taking place. And then for me, the third piece, there's the in a way you could say biosphere, technosphere, and noosphere. And noosphere meaning kind of thought in a way. So the third piece of this, this transition process that sticks out for me is a change in something about the human psyche, the nature of the psyche, which these technological aspects are kind of indicating. But I mean, the experience that I had doing the books and researching, and then the experience that seems to be kind of mirrored by the process that a lot of people that I know have been going through, is a kind of increase or intensification of psychic phenomena, things like synchronicities, telepathic foretellings, a sense of intention leading to quicker and quicker manifestations. So I think there are movies that are pointing towards this in a kind of unsophisticated way, like The Secret or What the Bleep Do We Know, but they're picking up on something that actually is kind of happening. There's this kind of, I think, or as a hypothesis, change in the nature of the psyche that's going on, in a sense that the boundaries between the psychic and the physical, which were once it seemed totally impermeable, are somehow softening, and it's almost as if you can reach through them a little bit at times. So